It's okay. It's
So
okay.
juicy.
You want some?
It's okay, baby.
And the epidural was the worst thing ever. You know how I am about my back.
Yeah.
Can't feel my legs.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We'll
Okay.
hold the legs. So you just
It is so much blood. It does not stop. And then the thing about it is, like, if you're swollen, you got stitches, you're still this open. It don't go back down immediately. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today, obviously by the title, I'm going to be doing a labor and delivery story. This is what my subscribers have been wanting to know, asking for. How is labor? How is labor? Really only like 10 people said it, but it might be all over the place because I was super high on Percocets and the epidural just had my mind like gone and numb. So I had 2 due dates technically. One of my doctors told me that it was January 10th and the other doctor told me it was January 16th. So of course, me being me, I went with the earliest due date. So I was like, okay, if they tell me January 10th, he's coming January 10th. I forgot about January 16th, period. I didn't care about it. So yeah, I went with that due date. 2 days before I had my baby, I was trying to induce my labor naturally. So I knew, of course, everybody says work out. Don't stress, relax, blah, blah, blah. I was like, this isn't working fast enough for me. I want him out of here. So I began to do like more and more research, and they were like, well, if you do nipple stimulation, then your baby comes out faster. So I was like, oh, it's lit. It's lit. And I was just doing this like the whole day, and it works. They say don't do 2 nipples at the same time because you'll overstimulate yourself and your contractions start coming stronger and faster. And that's kind of what I did. So if you do want to do nipple stimulation to like induce your labor naturally, when it's safe to, like, it's not safe to do it before. I wouldn't do it before 38 weeks or 39, me personally. Like, it's no need to rush. If you're already at the 39 week or 39 weeks and 3 days and you're like, okay, like I can't, that's fine. But like anything before 38 weeks, that's kind of early. So yeah, I was doing that. I was bouncing on a yoga ball, anything to get my contractions going. So January 8th, actually, I thought that was the day he would be born. I was walking around my neighborhood with my mom. So we were walking around and I started feeling like pains in my stomach, but they weren't really sharp. They were like, if anybody gets cramps before they get their period, which is like I do, like the cramps to let you know your period is coming. That's what it felt like ow, ew. But it wasn't like excruciating or anything like that. So my mom was like, oh my god, you're in labor, because I told her it felt like period cramps. And she was like, you're in labor, you're in labor. So we went to the hospital. They did a finger check. Let me tell you, this nurse, she did not have any smile on her face. Like, she was really nice at the end. She turned out to be nice. But my first impression of her was she was just so serious. And I was like, damn, smile. Like, I'm finna have my baby and you over here like, I didn't like that. But anyway, so they did the finger test and they just take their finger and shove it up you and see how dilated you are. That hurt. That's how I know I was not ready to have that baby that day. I think she said I wasn't even she couldn't even do like this. Like, so I wasn't dilated at all. Basic. I went home like, damn, like, he needs to come. Like, I'm tired of waiting. So the next day, they had me walk around the neighborhood again, bouncing on the yoga ball. So when I had that first contraction, that first real contraction, I couldn't do anything. I was just like stuck like that. It was literally. So that was like at 5. And then I had another one like 20 or 30 minutes later. So they were that far apart. They were like 20 to 30 minutes. They didn't start getting really, really bad until maybe 11 o'clock that night. And my mom and my brother were timing them. 2 minutes apart, a minute long, in an hour straight. Something like that. So when they started getting closer together and they were longer, like each contraction it felt like 30 minutes to me, but each contraction got about a minute long. So I was like, okay, this time I couldn't talk through the contractions. They were horrible. So we went to the hospital and I wanted to walk. I was like, okay, you know, I can walk. My friend Tony was like, oh, when you have your baby, you're not gonna be walking for a week, you're gonna be sitting down for a week. I was like, no, I'm not. When I have my baby, I'm gonna be walking soon after. I'm not gonna be in the bed. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying mentally, I don't want to prepare myself to be laying around laying in the bed, not being able to get up. Like, nothing is wrong if you can't, but I don't want to prepare myself for that. So I started telling myself the opposite. Like, when you have your baby, you need to be up and walking around the room, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, fast forward, reverse, whatever. They did the finger test on me again. This time it hurt. Oh my God, when they did the finger test this time, like a gook thing came out. I forgot what that is called, y'all. Basically, it's something that you pass when you start opening up, and that's how you know labor is coming. So it was like a gook, and then it was like blood on the bed. Like, she did the finger test, and then when I got up, I saw that, and I was like, like, oh my God, damn, what is that? And she was like, oh, you're still not that. She was like, you know, that could pass 2 days before you give birth, so that's not really a big deal. And I was looking at her like, I had an attitude, because I'm like, okay, y'all brought me here again, and it's a possibility that this is not even it. So I was pissed. So she left the room. She was like, I think I was 3 centimeters dilated at that point. Well, of course you got to go to 10. So I was like, I'm nowhere near close. Like, I'm pissed. I'm here again, and my baby's not here. So she came back in the room, and they were like, she was like, we're gonna keep you, and we're gonna start the process. So as soon as she said that, I felt like my contractions started coming stronger. And they took me to my room, and they told me to take a shower. So I took a shower. While I was in the shower, they stopped a little bit, but they just stopped feeling as extreme. They still were going, but they stopped feeling as extreme. And as soon as I got out the shower, it's like my contractions were so bad, I couldn't like fight through. I feel like I couldn't fight through them anymore. Like, for me, people say a lot of things were the worst part of labor. My worst part was the contractions. I couldn't fight through them. I couldn't talk through them. I could barely breathe through them. Like, fuck that. They were horrible. So it came close to deciding if I wanted an epidural. Of course I was gonna get the epidural. Like, I'm in pain. Like, I can't walk. I can't talk. Like, I could barely breathe. Like, my mom was like, breathe through them, pray through them. I was praying that they told me I can get an epidural, because I could not take it anymore. So when she said, we're gonna give you an epidural, I was like, okay, great. Pain goes away, until like I realized what an epidural was. It's this big fat needle going in your spine, and then I thought you sit straight up. If it was straight up, I would be okay. I was like, okay, I'm relaxed. You gotta sit like this, y'all. Like, let me show you. Your back has to be like this. So you're pushing your spine out and giving it to them. Literally, that's what you're doing. This is what you're doing. Why the fuck am I like this? I don't like that. So yeah, so she gave me epidural, and that's when I started crying, because it was the epidural for me hurt. Like, it felt so, it's like a sharp pinch in your back. But you know how sometimes you get shots and you feel the fluid going in your back, so that makes it hurt more? It was like that. It was a sharp pinch, and then you feel the fluid, your back gets all hot. And then I moved, like, when I got my epidural, I went like this, because it was like a reaction to having a needle in your back. And they were like, no, don't move. And my mom was like, don't move. You can be paralyzed from this. No. And I was like, damn, like, I almost ruined my legs just by jumping. So yeah, I got my epidural, and I was kind of disappointed, because I didn't know only one person could be in the room. I feel like if all of my family was in the room when I got my epidural, I would have been more calm. Like, I would have been relaxed. And shortly after the contractions went away, and everybody took a nap. Like, it was time for me to calm down, just relax, mom, it'll be time to push soon. They turned off my light, they put me to sleep, but I was too anxious to sleep. Like, my mom was like, you might want to sleep to get some rest. My boyfriend and my brother, they were knocked out. Like, especially my boyfriend, he just came from work, so he was completely knocked out. And I was like, no, I want to be on Twitter, YouTube, because I can't go to sleep. It's too much in my mind to go to sleep right now. That's not even a thought. So they were like, okay, mom, it's time to push. It was like 7 o'clock.
8, 9, let it out. Shh. Big breath again, you're going underwater. Big breath, hold it, and push, go all down here. Good. 3. Hold your breath. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let it all out. One more. Big breath in. Don't let it out. Hold your breath and push. Go. Hold your breath and push. 5. Hold your breath. 7, 8, 9. Let it out. Good. So you can let her lay down and rest. So if I cheat and look, I can see his head.
Oh my god.
Yes! Let me call Dr. Raina.
So I knew it couldn't take long because based off of what I Googled. So I was like, okay, 25, 30 minutes, boom, have my baby. Y'all, I couldn't feel anything. They were like, push. I was like, I'm pushing. They were like, no, you're not doing anything. They put your feet up on the, you know, here and here. My mom was holding one foot, my boyfriend was holding the other. And while I was pushing, they kept giving me, like, I remember just them spilling water on me because, like, they had the cup and it was shaking. It was just spilling on me. And I was just like, okay, I don't want no more water. Like, I'm tired. Doctor was kind of getting, like, she was getting a little fed up. Like, okay, we're going to try it one more time. Push. And I wasn't, like, doing anything. Like, I felt like I was pushing so hard. And, you know, they tell you not to make the face. Like, you can't go, like, you can't push like that because you're not really pushing. You're just training. So yeah, I was pushing. 30 minutes later, nothing. My mom was like, I think 30 minutes in or 40 minutes in, she was like, I see his hair. And she was like, he has curly hair, like, you know, whatever. And I was like, okay, he's close. Pushing, he would slide back in. Pushing, not going anywhere. And my mom, like, literally on an hour and 30 minutes, she whispered in my ear. She was like, if you don't start pushing, they're gonna get them prongs or the little suction cup and your baby's gonna have a cone head. I was like, 1, 2, 3. Like, I was like, okay, you got me. Because my baby, I rebuked that. He wouldn't have a cone head. So, when she said that, it really motivated me to push. Like, you know, my baby has been in this position for 2 hours. Who knows what he's feeling like? So, I started pushing. And boom, he came out. It was good. While I'm holding my baby, they're pushing on my stomach, like just pumping. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Boom! Placenta comes out. Like, it's just a big, huge bag. I'm gonna insert the picture here too. This is a huge freaking sack. And I was like, damn! Like, I was amazed. And then, mind you, my brothers and my boyfriend were in the room, and they all saw that come out. They all saw that. So yeah, and really, thank God it wasn't hard for me, based off the fact that I couldn't really feel anything. Maybe the hardest part for me giving, like, the whole process will be like after, like, taking care of yourself, because nobody tells you in these videos, like, after you have the baby. They just tell you oh, my contractions, oh, it's pushing, oh, this, oh, that. They don't tell you that you feel like your vagina fell off. Like, okay, once the baby came out, they put him on me, and they were telling me, like, okay, you need to hurry up and do skin to skin because we gotta, like, suction. It was just stuff stuck in his lungs from, like, inside because he was in that same position for 2 hours, so stuff could have got in his lungs. So they were like, hurry up and do your skin to skin because we need to take the baby and get the stuff out of his lungs. So they got, like, a suction, and I have a picture here. I'm gonna insert it now. And they put it inside his mouth, and they just, like, suctioned it up. And I was so scared. I was like, Lord, please let everything be okay with my baby. But yeah, they did that to him for about 15 minutes. Okay, so cut to, I'm gonna add the clip of me rolling around after I had the baby. So cut to that clip. Anyway, so yeah, everything was fine. They gave me the baby bag. I held the baby in my arms. Everybody else got to hold the baby, and they transferred us to another room. Now, before they transferred us, after the placenta came out, she just told me up real quick. But I didn't even feel it. I kind of felt the, like, whatever, the thread pulling. I didn't really feel me being stitched up. So when we got back to the room, I was like, damn, I can't walk. Like, that's when everything started to kick in. Like, I think you have, like, you're on, like, kind of a adrenaline rush of your baby and getting caught up. When we got to that other room, I was like, where's my coochie? Do you have it? Do you have it? Does anybody have it? Because I don't have it. I don't feel it. And this is so embarrassing. I don't even care. Y'all, when we got to the room and the lady laid me in the bed, I was like, do you have something for me to make the pain go away? So she told me she would give me a Percocet and some ibuprofen. I was like, I want it all. Like, I'm in so much pain. So they gave me the medicine, and while I was sleeping, I peed on myself, like completely wet the bed. I was like, hey, I was like, I peed on myself. She was like, what? I was like, I peed on myself. She was like, no, you didn't. I was like, I peed on myself. Yes, I did. The bed is wet. I'm wet. This is wet. Because she thought it was like blood. Like, you know, you bleed a lot after you have the baby. So she was like, no, it's normal. It's just bleeding, I'm sure. I was like, mama, I know that I'm soaking the bed right now. So can you help me up? And, you know, you can't do anything without the nurse for, like, the first day. They want you to call them when you got to pee. Call them when you need to go to the sink. Call them when you got to do this. Call them when you got to do that. Thankfully, my family and my boyfriend, they were there. So I really didn't have to, like, worry about that. But, yeah, I couldn't, like... That pain was something else. Every time I went to the bathroom, I'm finna get TMI with y'all, okay? I went to the bathroom. This is one lip swole. Like one vagina lip was super swollen, and one was the regular size. And I was pushing so hard that I had hemorrhoids. So yeah, I was tore up down there, like, completely. And then the stitches are healing. I didn't know, like, when I went to the bathroom, where to wipe, where to start. They give you, like, a squirt bottle. They give you some, like, medicated pads that are soaked in, what is it? I think it's witch hazel. Like, witch hazel pads. And then, like, the big hospital pads. And y'all, tell me why I was packing regular Tampax Pearl pads that's this big. When I really started, like, bleeding and realized what's happening, I was like, girl, you are stupid. But yeah, I was pretty torn up down there. But the Percocets and the ibuprofen, they did work. But I don't want to get into the habit of taking the Percocets too much because they had me high as a kite. Of course, I don't remember this, but my mom and my brothers told me that I said it was spiders in the room. So when I woke up, I was like, no, I didn't say that. They were like, yeah, you did. I was like, no, I didn't. They were like, yeah, you did. So I was like, no more Percocets for me. I will be fine without them. Ibuprofen will do. Because I don't want to do that. So, yeah, I had them on a Thursday. And I was out on a Saturday. So, 2 days in the hospital. Damn, I had second-degree tears, and I'm gonna insert a picture here so y'all can see, like, first, second, third-degree tears and what the difference is. So yeah, your girl is pretty bad back down there, and I would say it took me the full 6 weeks to heal from that. Like, I was feeling better after 4, like, you know, got my coochie back, but still like, it was horrible. And then you're bleeding so much. It is so much blood. It does not stop. And then the thing about it is, like, if you're swollen, you got stitches, you're still this open. It don't go back down immediately. You're patting yourself dry. You don't know where the blood is coming from. Because it's coming from everywhere. It's coming from the freaking big gaping hole that you just had your baby out of, your butt and your hemorrhoids, and then the stitches. So the food was so good. They had, like, fish, but it was, like, kind of like breaded fish, because I wouldn't say it was fried. Of course, it's a hospital, they're not gonna give you that. Anybody who came to visit, they saw me up, active. The nurse caught me walking. She's like, you're not supposed to be walking, don't do that. I was like, okay. So yeah, yeah, I was under there for 2 days. It wasn't really long. The worst part is healing your cootie pootie after you have the baby. Honestly, for me, because I went home, everything was normal, but I couldn't sit. I think it's my right side. Yeah, like, I couldn't sit on the right side of my body because obviously I had one big swollen lip, so I couldn't sit on that side. So I sat like this for like 3 or 4 days after that. And then I just had to deal with bleeding and feeling my stitches itch or whatever. Like, I'm missing some stuff, or I haven't added all the details maybe, but like I said, that day was like a blur. It was a mix of emotions. A lot of things went on, but for anybody who is expecting a baby, I would say pray put your trust in God, and then just let every worry you have go, because that's what I did, and I felt like it was way easier for me than just to stress about every little situation that I couldn't control. So I really went in with a lot of faith and was stress free, and I think that helped me. Another tip that I would give, is to stimulate your labor. If you feel like you've been in labor for like years and years and you're past 38, 39 weeks, then I would say go ahead and play with them nipples. Bounce on the exercise ball, walk around, do stuff like that. And just don't be scared. Like, it has to happen. Every second that you are having a contraction or pushing or feeling pain is a second closer to your baby arriving. So I just look at it that way. Let's see. Yeah, that's really it for me, guys. It was a blur. I was pretty much high on Percocets, and my baby's here. He's gorgeous. Yeah, and everything worked out. You guys for watching. I've reached 1,000 subscribers, and I know some of y'all saw my video that said I'm gonna do a giveaway. I definitely am gonna do a giveaway. I think I'm gonna do a gift card giveaway, like a Visa gift card giveaway. I'm not really a fan of being like, oh, let me know in the comments why you deserve it, because I feel like I don't like that. So I'll probably leave a comment, something funny, whichever makes me laugh, then you'll get the gift card. But that's not under these comments. It's gonna be in a video. It'll just say subscriber gift card giveaway, so you guys look out for that. And what else? That's really it. That is my story. That is how my beautiful son came into the world. Easy going, good for him. Just my cootie was ripped into shreds. That's really it. She's back. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments your experience. Let me know if there's anything that I didn't answer that you guys would like to know. And that's it. Love you guys.